This is going to be a video that will talk about Armageddon, but boy, I have a twist for you. So the ones that brought you Jesus' second invisible coming in 1874, but then changed it to 1914, are the same ones that said millions now living will never die, are now telling us how to prepare for Armageddon. Of course, they didn't do so well in predicting when Armageddon would happen, yet their sales pitch, millions now living will never die, did not exactly pan out. That kind of died off. Literally, there was the date 1925 and a host of other dates, including 1975, from my understanding, in which some did not get married, gave up their homes and jobs, and were devastated. So even though they have been wrong again and again, I wanted to make a video concerning if Armageddon were to happen tomorrow. What help would the Watchtower Society be if it did? After all, if the average Jehovah's Witness can't even know for sure if they will inherit eternal life, then how in the world will they help others prepare for Armageddon? What exactly has the Kingdom Malls policy have in place right now for Armageddon? You know, I'm from Connecticut, and when a big winter storm was predicted, we would stock up on certain items in order to weather out a storm. Yeah. How would Armageddon play out according to the Watchtower? That is what I want to talk about. So I decided to go to their website to see what they were saying concerning the Great Tribulation and Armageddon. Here's some key thoughts. Quote, nevertheless, the Bible does show that Armageddon takes place during Jesus' invisible presence, which began in 1914. Guess they got just under 900 years to get that figured out, because as far as I'm concerned, Armageddon hasn't happened. And that would mean Jesus has been ruling over 100 years and hasn't done anything. So we'll see what happens. But here's some key thoughts. Armageddon will not be fought in the Middle East, but worldwide, according to the Watchtower. Of course, Zechariah chapter 14, verses 2 through 4 says otherwise. So how does the Watchtower prepare for Armageddon? Well, in their article, God's Kingdom Removes Its Enemies, you can prepare now for the Battle of Armageddon. Well, that's cool. So first of all, you know it's around the corner when you hear peace and safety at last. Then the Great Tribulation, you know, has begun. Next, the nations of the United Nations will destroy all false religions. Wow. Yeah, really? Talk about science fiction, folks. I can't believe to see if some of those leaders even know how to tie their shoes, never mind destroy all false religions. But then let's assume that happens. Then, according to the Watchtower, Satan will turn his attention to Jehovah's Witnesses. When we get down to paragraph 20, it says, what is the lesson for us? As in the case of those ancient servants of God, our survival of coming events will depend on our obedience to Jehovah's instructions. I said, well, what are his instructions? Well, they got that figured out, supposedly. Such instructions come to us through the congregation arrangement. So let's assume you have closely listened to the guidelines in order to prepare for Armageddon. Here's my question. Name at least 2 guidelines that you have been taught to do to prepare for Armageddon. In fact, I will write out in a question form and put it on the screen. And all I ask is for 2 guidelines of how to prepare for Armageddon. Now, if you have nothing so far, then why even have an article on how to prepare for Armageddon, and yet you don't have a single guideline that you can give others so they can prepare for Armageddon? To me, the key to this whole article is the Watchtower has never been prepared for anything.